On the show today, the Sixers beat the Celtics. It was the Justin Edwards game. Joel Embiid is back on the injury report. The Mavericks fire Nico Harrison. And the NBA announces a very simple new format to the All-Star game. What do you hear about it? It's so simple. Won't take me any time to explain. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. And brought to you by BodyBio. Get 20% off any BodyBio order. BodyBio order with promo code August at bodybio.com. Briggs Auction, the official auction of the process at briggsauction.com. Kornblau Law, the official law firm of the Ricky, and Surfside iced tea and vodka, the official canned cocktail of the Ricky. I think we can say it now, we'll have the details in a minute, but Fly the Process, which is going to New Orleans, will include a live podcast at Preservation Hall the morning after the game. If you don't know what Preservation Hall is, it is the most legendary jazz venue, one of the most legendary in the entire country. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing little, probably holds 100 people or something. But we're going to do a pod there the morning after.
And I'm bringing my trombone.
And he's bringing his trombone. And I'm talking to Amos. We might have a tuba guy there during the pod.
Okay.
So
what's more Sixers podcast than a tuba guy in New Orleans?
Yes. And we're also working on getting everybody coffee and beignets at Preservation Hall. It's going to be awesome. So, but we'll have all the details soon enough in the next week or two. Fly the Process New Orleans is February 20th to the 23rd with fans of Philly. The entire package includes your flight, the game ticket, the pregame party, the T-shirt, all of that kind of stuff. You can reserve your spot with just $150 for your deposit. And by going to rightstrickysanchez.com/fly. That is rightstrickysanchez.com/fly. And if you need a custom package, if you're not flying from Philly, if you're already there, whatever, email joe@fansofphilly.com. Fans spelled with a PH because they're from Philly. Surfside iced tea and vodka. Boy, does it taste sweeter after a win. But, well, just the right amount of sweetness. Of course, doesn't taste any sweeter. Just tastes better. I don't know. Surfside iced tea and vodka comes in several different varieties. The original iced tea and vodka, the original iced tea lemonade and vodka. But they have all these new ones now, and they're all great. Green tea and vodka, strawberry lemonade and vodka, peach tea and vodka. What do they have? They have 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and no bubbles, because iced tea or lemonade should not have carbonation. We love Surfside. OG Philly company, a longtime Ricky sponsor. You can get it wherever you get your canned cocktails, or go to drinksurfside.com. You got to be 21. Please enjoy it responsibly. Without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Welcome to the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. I'm Spike Eskin, along with a guy who always feels a little bit better after beating the fucking Celtics. That is one Mike Levin.
Enough playing the Celtics. Jesus.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
A lot of games against the Celtics. Like 30% of the Sixers games so far have been against the Celtics.
What's happened? Did they constrict the NBA? Like, is it done? Everybody, the teams have been contracted. It's gone. There's only 6 teams in the league now. We play them all 18 times.
Yeah, it's like the NHL. It's like the original 6. We're back to just only 6 teams.
What a nice, not a fun win. I didn't enjoy myself, I would say, but I'm glad that they did win.
For sure.
I feel good about that, beating the Celtics by 2. All 3 Celtics games this season have been torturous.
Yes.
a huge. I think we start with the end. I think Kelly Oubre put back for the lead is a massive play. Like,
It's huge.
Why it happened is because Maxey drives, he draws attention,
Yep.
and when the third quarter was bad, and it was bad, it was a lot of everybody just like putting their head down and trying to do everything themselves.
Yes.
And
everybody doing their own thing.
Maxey shot on twos tonight, 2 for 11, and that's not good. That shouldn't happen.
And you felt it. You felt it, by the way. It
felt
wasn't
it.
a deceptive 2 of 11.
No, it was a rock solid 2 of 11.
Yeah,
and they're just pinching in, and they're meeting him at the rim, and he can't really dunk over that many guys, and he didn't have the touch tonight. And instead of him forcing up to get another shot, he drives, he kicks it back to the open shooter, then the defense has to scramble. And when the defense scrambles, even though Justin Edwards missed a shot, his first miss of the night, we'll talk about him, nobody boxes out Oubre. And he's right there for it. And that's what, like, driving, penetrating, getting into the paint, making the defense adjust to you, then kicking it out to an open shooter. Even if the shot doesn't go in, you have such a better chance of getting the rebound off that. And it was a good play. And I'm glad. I mean, so many bad plays in that third quarter.
Yes.
That it was really nice. It was really nice to get that last one. And I fucking love that it was Kelly doing it, man.
Yes.
What a season he's had so far,
And
even though he didn't shoot well tonight.
I got too excited when it happened, so I don't know if he drew an offensive foul or it just ended up being out on the Celtics maybe 4 minutes before. But he had a nice one of those Kelly Oubre plays, and it was so close to another one with him and Maxey on the one that Nurse challenged.
Wrong call, bad call. They robbed a open dunk for us. Jaylen Brown was pushing off all game long. They never called him for it. It was over and over again, pushing off, initiating contact, over and over again. Some you're going to get. Everybody pushes off sometimes. But when you do it enough times and the players and Nick Nurse are talking about it, like, one of those calls has to go to the Sixers, and they just never did.
Well, and there was no way it was getting reversed on a replay. Just like, there was too much contact from Maxey too. Would have been a perfect no call. Would have been a totally perfect no call. But whatever. But yeah, it was. Oubre has been, and Oubre. The other thing, I know this is like I guess just the Kelly Oubre podcast, just every time. I just love how much he competes on defense overall. He busts his ass the entire game. It's the whole time. I love it. I do think you mentioned his shooting. They are seeing that, that the 4-0 start, there was some unsustainable 3-point shooting going there, and we are feeling all of the regression there. Not just him, but Edgecombe too, and everybody feels like it's regressing a little bit, as it should.
Totally. But then Justin Edwards shoots 5 of 6.
Yeah.
And that is good. Kelly was automatic still, and has been from those like little 5 to 8 foot.
Yep.
Push shots off 2 feet. He's been money from those, and I'm glad that he was in those minutes. But Justin Edwards was the story tonight, man.
Yes.
He got hot,
and
the boy got hot.
Wasn't just shooting, man. He had a nice little midi in there on just like it was just him.
Yep.
I thought played some good defense as well, and I feel good for him because I think he rightly fell out of the rotation.
Sure.
But I think Nick Nurse has at least been. He's not in the doghouse, right? Like, he's like, I'll go to you again and see if you got it. Go to you and see if you got it.
Yeah.
But he played great tonight, and I thought, the hot shooting aside, like, he just sort of fits in and doesn't do anything outside of this. This was a little bit of the Justin Edwards when he plays well that we saw last year, and I felt good for him, man. He was cooking.
Felt great for him. I mean, the way that his game has to be is, I take threes off the catch quickly. I make quick, decisive decisions. That was the revelation last year for a guy that was undrafted and on a two-way. Was just like, hey, he's just doing that. He's just doing what he's supposed to do. And it felt like he was a little bit hesitating this year, a little bit trying to do too much, a little bit getting into like, trying to get into the lane and take difficult shots. And it was just like, you need the threat of the three off the catch to open up every other part of your game. And when you've shown that you can take those shots quickly and make those shots quickly, then the defense really has to bust their ass, and then you can blow by him. He had a nice kick to VJ for 3. He had an and one floater off the glass. That was really nice. The steal on Simons when the tide was really turned against us, I think it was maybe midway through the fourth quarter, he finished with a dunk on that. That was a huge play. And then those wing slot threes where he stepped right into it. Those are such big plays. That's his spot. It's those like foul line extended threes, especially when his guy leaves Maxey a little bit. He caught fire. He got hot. He was 8 of 9 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3. Finished with 22 points, which was the team lead, and a plus 12, which was the team lead in only 27 minutes.
Those threes were pure too, man.
Didn't touch the rim. Touch the rim.
Yep.
I thought that last one was going to go in, but I'm glad Kelly got to put it back. I will say defensively, he competes, he tries, and I'm sure he's being coached to do this. He keeps helping way too far off shooters.
I thought of that.
Way too far off shooters. Jaylen Brown is covered, and he digs down in from Derek White, who got crazy hot in the third, and just to be around Jaylen Brown, I was just such a bad play, and Derek White hits a 3 in his face because he's just like, you just can't give that guy that much space.
Nope.
You just can't.
No
That's
help.
why the defense is bad lately.
Yeah.
Such a nothing play. Defend the guy in front of you.
No help.
Too often
No
just like
help.
stands and watches other guys.
We haven't had this one in a while.
No help.
Oh, but this was such an obvious example of
Yeah.
don't help this much.
Yes,
it was
I agree
such
with
an
you.
obvious example.
I
And
agree with
but I'm
you.
glad he made
I thought of
mistakes,
you.
but he
There
you.
was one that he
I like to
helped
be thought
off that created a wide open corner 3. I forget which one it was. And I thought of you right when it happened. I was
Too
like,
much, man.
he's never going to get back in time for that.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yep.
It's just way too far. And then we should talk about the third quarters because Jesus Christ, dude. Best defensive first half of the season.
Yes.
Everything's feeling good. They're competing, they're moving, they're communicating, and you just immediately give up like a 13-0 run and all the goodwill disappears. I don't know what's happening at halftime, but everyone needs to just change up their routine.
So
These possessions are putrid.
So let me try to offer some sort of like counter to that. So they're the number 1 team in point differential in the fourth quarter. They're the number 1 team in the league in point differential in the second quarter. I think they're 20th or something in the first quarter, and they're last in the third quarter. Like, I guess my point would be, if they fixed the third quarter, they would be the best team in the NBA. So, like, isn't there some ebb and flow to the games that is my question would be, is whatever is happening in the second quarter causing what's happening in the third quarter? Like is the ebb and flow of NBA games just that, like, I don't see them doing anything different in the third quarter. Like the Celtics got hot and we were sort of clueless, but I guess I don't know that there's a strategy thing there in the third quarter that is causing the Sixers to be bad in it.
I would
Does that
say
make sense?
when the ebb, sure. I mean, there's going to be natural. When it happens in the same place every time,
Yes.
it's not like, oh, in every game the Sixers get cold. Like everybody gets cold. But when it's like they were outscored by 16 in the third quarter and they're coming into this game, they were easily the worst third quarter team in the league. It's happened every single game in the same kind of way.
But then they outscored the Celtics by 18 in the fourth quarter.
For sure. That's nice. But I just think if you're coaching, if you're Nick Nurse, you got to find some way to get the fucking change a halftime routine so that you don't give up everything and it's not such an uphill battle in the fourth. I would say the thing that they're not doing is they're not running offense.
Well,
There's no bread and butter stuff in the third quarter that they can just go to. It just feels like everyone, whether they're all forgetting about it or they're just scrambling or whatever it is, the other team comes out with a plan after halftime and the Sixers come out being like, oh, fuck. Oh, right. There's more game left. Oh, shit. I forgot. I thought it was over at half. It's happened 11 games into the season. It just happened every single game. And it's just kind of wild to watch. But I understand there are going to be stretches when you're bad, but when it happens at the same time every game, there should be some self-reflection is all I'm saying.
I agree, but then why does the good things happen at the same time every game? Like, why are they better in the second and the fourth quarter than every other team in the NBA of every game? I would love to know.
Which team do you think they are?
Well, I think they're the team at the end that has a point differential of +4. I would love that would be, we've never had Nick Nurse on the pod. I would love to just talk that through with Nick Nurse and hear from a coach because he's not going to give the answer in a press conference, So, before we get to BodyBio, we're going to talk about BodyBio. As you may have heard on the pod, Big Barker, after 6 years, 7 years, no longer a partner of the Ricky. We disavow them. Just kidding. we have room for one Ricky partner. Look, if you're interested, if you like, this doesn't happen very often. If you're interested, send me an email, spike@writesrickysanchez.com. You may be lucky enough, if you become a Ricky partner, for Mike to come up with some clever quip like the L. Pavorsky one, like the dog bark in Big Barker.
Clever little quips.
Well, it is a clever little quip.
That's my job.
Yeah. So if you're interested, if you have a business that you think might fit on the Ricky, please send us an email. BodyBio has been with us for several years now. BodyBio we love. BodyBio is a supplement company in South Jersey who is simply interested in keeping you healthier, because the longer you're around, the longer you can listen to this podcast. They have several products that we vouch for. I personally vouch for Elite. Which is basically keeps your hydration levels right, not by drinking water, by making sure you have electrolytes. And big electrolyte has led you to believe that you need extra sugars or artificial colors or artificial flavors with your electrolytes. BodyBio says no, absolutely not. You do not. You just need this little bottle of pure electrolytes. You put a couple drinks in your drink in the morning, in the evening, and it will keep you balanced. And it solved cramping problems for me. Mike
And me.
And Mike as well. And like, you know, you don't need, I think sometimes people think, well, I'm not working out or anything. I'm not sweating. That's not important to me. It's important to everybody. It just makes you healthier. If you're hydrated properly, your body works better. Your body's mostly water. So is the earth. Butyrate, sodium butyrate is also another product they make. Great gut product, as Mike is a gut guy. If you're going to use one gut product, sodium butyrate. If you want 20% off of anything, go to bodybio.com and use code August. That is bodybio.com and use code August. And Mike, I didn't tell you about this, but BodyBio reached out to me. Mike reached out to me and he was like, hey, we need an HR person to work for BodyBio. Could you put it out to your listeners?
Wow.
Yep.
Pretty sick.
So it's in Vineland is where they're based. You have to be in there a few times a week. It's not remote. It's HR. You got to be with people. But if it is a senior level position, not C-suite, but senior level, if you have HR experience and you're looking for a gig and would like to work for a Ricky sponsor, I know they would love to hire a Ricky person. Send an email to careers@bodybio.com. That is careers@bodybio.com. And if you use code August, you get 20% off your salary. Go to bodybio.com, get 20% off anything. BodyBio. BodyBio. All right.
Paul George announcement. Final stage of return to play involves the continued strengthening of his left quad, which will be managed through strength and conditioning program and on-court basketball activities. He will be reevaluated later this week.
Dude, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It's pretty weird.
It's all weird. It's the Sixers, babe.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad we got that announcement out of the way.
Yeah.
We haven't heard anything on Barlow yet, though.
Well, he was shooting around today. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, that's good.
He was shooting around.
Oh, that's good news.
The shot looks weird because he's got a big brace on his arm.
Oh, he was shooting with the brace on.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
He at least had a sleeve on, so I'm assuming that there was
Okay.
something under there.
Well, the brace was giant. The brace kept his arm, like this. Yeah.
Paul George's not there yet. McCain wearing that bulky ass brace on his knee, can't really move around well, starting to miss like pretty easy shots that he hit all last year.
I feel like he's pressing a little bit now.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
He got there in the first half and then didn't play in the second half. I don't blame Nurse. The team is not bad enough to just let him be in there and work it all out. I think he's trying to balance both, and I think it'll come. I'm not worried about Jared McCain. It doesn't look great right now, but
yeah. Would
I
you
think
send
he's
him to
just
Delaware for a game? Like let him just like go out there, shake some rust off, hit some shots?
That's not a bad idea if he'd do it. Yeah.
I think he would do it.
You
I
think
think
so?
he would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Just to like get in, just mix it up.
Play some basketball.
He's playing pretty tight, so
Yeah.
and I'm sure that brace is annoying him like significantly. I'm not worried about him long term, but it seems like he'll probably have to wear the brace for like a month or something.
Yes. At least. That's when he gets reevaluated.
And no Embiid in this one.
Yeah, so
Kind of a late scratch, late-ish.
no.
It was day of, right?
Yeah, it
What
was
happened
day
today?
of. It was day of. It was around, I was at Chickies already. It's probably around 1. So this is the first time that Joel has shown up on the injury report for a thing and not like rest. When he has been out, it's been like injury management or whatever, or rest. He has, on any day that he has, on any game that he's played, he has not shown up on the injury report. He's never been probable. He's never been questionable. He's never been doubtful. So this is the first time. So it's knee soreness, and the Sixers say that he will meet with team doctors, and then they will send out an update as appropriate later this week. Now, I know I came into this year, I'm trying to manage myself on this, because I came into this year, like, you would have to know that this was going to happen at some point. And not in a like in a finality bad way or anything, but he was going to have weeks where the knee wasn't okay.
Sure.
But the fact that he was out there without a brace, he was getting better each time, and he hadn't been on the report, was giving me a little bit, I think, of a false sense of security. Yeah. And when I saw this, I got nervous, and I just hope it's not bad. Like, I hope it's just normal.
Sure. I mean, bummer that it was off of like him looking the most like himself in the last one.
On Saturday. Yeah, I thought we were going to get Saturday, Tuesday, Friday. It was sort of setting up perfect for him to play the first end of the back-to-back, play this one and play Friday. Now, look, maybe he just plays Friday and he's okay. This is more basketball than he's played in a year, consecutive, just in the last 3 weeks. So it would make sense that knee was a little bit sore. I hope that's all it is, and I hope it's not more than that.
Agree. But in his stead, a pretty good Andre Drummond game, I would say. Finishes a +10, 14 and 13. Aside from occasional defensive fart, where he's like, I'm not going to guard anybody. I'm just going to stand in the lane for like truly 8 seconds at a time. He is in the lane forever on some of those possessions, and they're not calling him for 3 seconds. He has provided, I would say, relative competence. Except when things are going bad, like in the third quarter, and Drummond's like, I think I'm going to take an open corner 3. I want him to be confident, like he should be confident.
You want him to shoot those, don't you?
Well, but it's so frustrating, like when things are going badly.
Yes,
like those corner 3s should be either early in the game, or like the Sixers are hot. This would be the exclamation point. Not like we went from up 8 to down 4, and like, here you go. This is going to be the run stopper.
Yes,
like
this is the one that we're shoving it in your ass.
Yeah,
yes,
really rough.
Yeah.
And I will say, and I've always said this, he's one of the NBA's all-time statistical rebounders.
You can't just give him his credit.
He's just not that good at it. He gives up. There's the contested rebounds. So many of them go off of his hands, and other guys take it from him. And the Celtics finished with 13 offensive rebounds in this one. 13. And some of them are because Drummond wasn't grabbed the fucking ball, or somebody just outjumped him or whatever. But I want to give him credit. Back to giving credit. Really good hands to knock away from Derek White at the end there.
Yes.
He's always had long, strong hands in those like covering guards out on the perimeter type of thing. He can do that. And that was a huge play and got him the win.
Is it me, or do the Sixers, from a rebounding standpoint, have the worst hands in the history of the NBA generally?
Yeah, I mean, it's Oubre going up with one hand and trying to just bring it down.
Dude, Oubre, how many times does Oubre fumble a rebound out of bounds? I love him.
Yeah. But
they've got... Yeah. It's like they're trying to grab rebounds with fists.
Yeah.
Or spoons for hands or something.
And also Bona is just constantly falling down.
Yes.
He's always falling down. He's always at the brink of falling down, or he's getting up and then falling down as he's trying to get up. He did have a ferocious drive on Neemias Queta.
He did.
A very explosive confrontation, which I liked and appreciated.
He got fouled, right?
Yeah. And he got fouled on that.
But and he had a couple of really good blocks. It's almost like he gets hot with blocks the way that a shooter gets hot from threes.
Right. Yeah.
They come in bunches with him. Yeah. It's like he gets the timing right or something, and he just seems to be able to block everything. So he had a nice little block run in there. So
we didn't talk about VJ yet. Obviously, wasn't a great shooting game. Finishes 6 points, 2 of 11. But I thought I think he's so mature and composed, and
hitting that 3, calmly.
Well, he hits that 3, so he bounces in the big 3 off a Maxey pass where Maxey was like falling down. And the reason why it goes in is because he put a lot of arc on that shot. And VJ all off season and all through the season so far has talked about his arc on his shot, and then Daryl in a James Herbert article on CBS about VJ Edgecombe, was talking about his arc, and he gets the big three to bounce in because he puts a lot of lift on that shot rather than the flat shot that he had at Baylor. That's just like being willing to take that shot when you're 1 of 10 from the field against the Celtics in the fourth quarter. Like, that's a huge shot, and he's a really like crazy mature player for being as young as he is. He blocked a Jaylen Brown rim attempt, which was huge with his left hand, which then set up got an assist for Justin Edwards for that momentum three. I just like the threes that he's taking. They're not all going in. He was 2 of 6 tonight, but like,
yeah, the wide open air ball was something else.
They're good shots though, the right
Yes,
shots,
I agree.
and some of those he's like bouncing into it and like getting into his rhythm off the catch, even if the passes are not always, in a perfect position. And he just passes the ball really well. He's a good passer, really composed to like drive middle and pass underneath to Bona for one. Like, he's just a good player, man. He's really, really good. And maybe we won't see like as many heights as we saw in those first, few games, but this is like an incredible return overall for a guy that's playing like winning basketball at
right
his age.
away. Yeah, I agree. And him not ever looking lost. Never looks lost out there. Never looks lost. Thank you to Josh in the YouTube chat. This is per Paul Hudrick. Embiid, no structural damage. Both he and Paul George are day-to-day for Friday's game.
Okay.
And the Embiid knee thing was his other knee, not his surgery knee, which I did not know.
Interesting.
I didn't notice.
Is that better or worse?
It's better. Well,
Okay.
yes,
Now he's
it's
got
better.
2 bad ones.
No, yeah, but we're worried about, as long as we're just starting being bad on the other one.
Okay.
What do we get? 2-3 years if we're lucky? Come on.
I don't know. Let's not put a timeline on it.
Yeah.
Maxey, we didn't talk too much about aside from the missing, but like I want to call out the rhythm that he has gotten in as a passer, especially to bigs. Him and Drummond have had a nice rhythm. Little like lobs, little like interior stuff when the big comes over. I've been looking for that, and he's been doing it nicely. His pull-up three is crazy, dude. It's just crazy. It's crazy. He's got Luka Garza backpedaling like in terror. And he just goes like, I'll just step into this open three. And he's 3 of 6 from deep tonight. He can go 1-on-2 too many times when he's trying to do too much and doesn't really trust his teammates. But when he's in rhythm, like, he's just a really, really good player. And I would just like him to, sort of like Steph, I would like him to pick his spots more and trust that he'll get the ball back a little bit. Like, he's at his best when he's cutting off ball, when he's moving around, and he's not trying to do all of it himself. And it felt like a little bit of old, like, less mature Maxey in this one when he was, like, trying to force it.
Yeah, it felt like last year. It felt like he was getting frustrated. And that's when he's... I would also love to know, would love to talk to a ref about why... Like, when you look at Maxey's free throw numbers, they're sort of in line with every other player who plays like him. It does feel like he doesn't get a great whistle, and it feels like it's really bothering him. Like, a lot of the arms way up in the air and yelling for it. So yeah, I don't want, he can't go back into last year's Maxey when they lose a few games. Like, he's gotta, if he's going to be that guy, he's got to be that guy. But I really thought he did a great job getting them back into the game as well. Uh-huh. And I wrote something about the shooting. Maybe it was his first bucket of the game. Just like, maybe it was a dribble handoff with Drummond that he hit a three. He's really become just an incredible shooter. Yeah. He's a guy that I expected to go in, and there's not a lot of guys in Sixers history that I've expected the 3-pointer to go in. Yeah,
and some really nice moments. He only had 1 steal tonight, but some really nice moments. He should have gotten that other one that they didn't overturn. Some nice moments of him like chesting up on D, and his improved strength over the couple years has been really helpful in him being able to cover guys like Derek White, like Jaylen Brown, who are like significantly bigger than him. Really nice to see. Grimes fired his agent. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yeah. So look, his agent misread the market.
I guess it's hard to know who to blame, and he might just be like pissed off and going like, fuck this.
His agent told the Sixers he wanted close to $30 million a year. He
But that
misread
might
the
be
market.
what his client was saying. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's different stories on each one, but
Yeah.
I get even if that's true, even if it's all Grimes, it's still like you can always change agencies. I've changed
Yes.
agencies.
Yes.
You fire your agent, you get pissed off, like fuck this. Give
Yeah.
me somebody else. Somebody else. Let's blame somebody else.
Also, he's a tough watch sometimes. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be honest. He's a tough watch sometimes.
Yeah, I don't dispute that.
When he was the only guy doing offense and he was going 100 miles an hour, it probably wasn't a big deal. It's probably pretty fun, last year. It kind of sucks now, and I'm just waiting for him to turn it over when he starts dribbling the ball, if I'm being honest.
Just too many turnovers. These
Yeah.
4 turnovers. I thought he played a really good game tonight. Aside from those few turnovers, he hit a heave buzzer beater to end the third that may have saved the season. Like that third quarter, they needed anything, and for him to hit that half court heave. Thank you to the rule change. I appreciate the rule change. Maybe I'm the only one. I will bravely say the rule change is good and it makes for better basketball, and that was fun that went in. But he can always bail out a possession by rising up and drilling a 3. He was 3 of 6 from deep tonight. Had a really nice drive and all the way left, going all the way to the rim with Derek White on him when it was such a Derek White type of move. That was really nice. And a couple nice dribble drive moves to get into the lane. He was kind of feeling himself there. But didn't close, which I thought was interesting. And that might be obviously because Edwards was hot and you want to reward him. But I'm a little bit surprised that it wasn't over Edgecombe or Oubre. That Grimes would be in there. I think Nick just basically deciding I want the ball in Maxi's hands and I don't want Grimes to turn it over.
Yes. Well, I understand. Yeah, makes sense. I also think I like that Edgecombe is in there closing. It makes me feel good that he's in there. Yeah.
He needs these reps.
A real quick thing, we already talked about Maxey, but just a nice little leadership moment. I don't know if you caught it, but after Drummond got the technical, threw the ball at the guy, like Maxey got, not in his face, but Maxey was right at him, yelling at him why. And like Andre Drummond's a vet. He's 30 years old, been in their league. Maxey just running over to him and yelling at him and saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" was a nice little moment.
For sure.
So.
For sure.
Yeah.
Last 2 guys, Watford, not a great game. Has not been great since his wonderful
Ben
triple-double
Simmons
game.
Yep.
I like how he takes a fake dribble handoff into a little push shot in the middle of the lane. I think that's a nice move for him. But that shot is bad and flat.
Yes.
And
did you the air ball that was 8 inches short of the rim tonight?
That was a rough one. And so we got to work on that. The shot is why he was able to be had for whatever 2 years, like $5 million or something. I think he's still a good, useful player, and I think especially once McCain is like fully operational, I do think him and Watford are going to be a nice combination. I think Paul George as well. That's going to be nice when Watford can weaponize his like some handle and get to the rim and using his body, but also like able to spray it out. That's nice, but not a good one tonight. And I want to shout out Jabari Walker. He had 3 assists tonight. They were all to Andre Drummond for layups or dunks.
Dude, there was one, I think it was the second quarter, really sweet one underneath. Like it was might have been no look bounce pass underneath.
Really nice bounce pass. Had another where he cut middle and then immediately turned and passed opposite to Andre for a finish at the rim. And then a baseline drive where he cut to Andre rolling down the middle. Really, really nice. It's so beautiful when you get like dynamic, competent play out of like deep role players like that. He drew a charge on a drive and pass. He wasn't as good in the second half, but had a really good first half. And eventually Jalen, they put him on Jaylen Brown a lot. And eventually Jalen got the best of him because he's a better player, obviously. But there were a couple times when Jabari's just like he is hard to move. He is a brick wall.
Big fella.
Yeah. And he doesn't move his feet as well. If he did, then he would be highly paid. But I've really appreciated the Jabari Walker experience. A couple threes that rimmed out would have been nice to make those. But nice game.
The Right Streaky Sanchez podcast brought to you by Briggs Auction. Love me some online auctions. Love an online auction place that's right here in the area. Briggs Auction, family owned, family operated, right there in Delco. Every single week. I looked at the schedule, I looked at the Briggs Auction schedule for the rest of the year. We got an auction every week, buddy. We got an auction every week. You download the app in the App Store or Google Play. It is separated by category. It is full of lot. Like every auction, I would say at least 400 lots, sometimes up to 1,000. A lot of them start at $1. Art, furniture, jewelry. You're furnishing a room in your house. You don't want to wait 3 months for a fucking side table or a couch or something. Briggs Auction. You want to decorate the walls with art. Briggs Auction. You want an autographed Jahlil Okafor jersey that's in the auction this week. Briggs Auction. Autographed Nerlens Noel jersey that's in the auction this week. Briggs Auction. They're both at $1 last time I saw. Now it's time for CJ's Briggs Auction item of the week.
I did see those jerseys earlier. Was thinking about them.
The autographed Ben Simmons framed photo as well. Yes.
Every time I look at a Briggs lot, I try to find something new and exciting to bring to this presentation. But then every now and then, there's just something old reliable that catches my eye. And I'm looking at this
nice little dresser.
This West Nofa teak 8-drawer dresser. And it's got some cup stains on it. It's a little bit of a fixer up. It's going for $130 right now, which certainly is under what it will ultimately go for.
What is that? What is something like that worth?
Probably 3 to 5. There's no estimate here in the description like they sometimes have, which is also another good Briggs Auction tip that they'll put the estimated value sometimes in the description. But yeah, this absolutely would go far above this. Just good quality, great design, mid-century modern. Come on, doesn't get better than that.
There's a good guy on TikTok that rehabs furniture. Every time I see him, I think of you. Does a great job on it. Goes to like Goodwill and buys like something for $1 and turns it into like a $200 desk or something. I see this. I see the cup stains. I'm like, ooh, that would be fun to get into. I wouldn't do a good job. You win an item at Briggs Auction. You can pick it up on Saturdays during open pickup, or you can make an appointment during the week or work with them on a shipper. They can do that as well. If you have a bunch of stuff to get rid of, make yourself a little money, send an email to Steve and Steph at info@briggsauction.com. Briggs Auction, the official auction of the Rice Ricky Sanchez podcast. Are we done with the game?
Done with the game.
So
7-4.
That's a good record, Mike.
It's a good record. It hasn't been a ton of steep competition. Not a ton.
That's okay. I don't care.
Some close ones. You would have liked to have that Pistons game.
Yeah. Almost had the Bulls game.
Would have liked to have that Bulls game.
Yeah. Can you talk to CJ for a second? I just got to take this hoodie off, so I got to take my headphones out. Or you can vamp, whatever. I just got to, it's literally 5 seconds.
Okay. CJ, give me something so interesting and honestly a little bit secret about your life. Quick.
All right. Sorry.
Next time.
Save it for next time. Next hoodie time.
Sorry. I came in, it was chilly in here, but I turned up the heat and now it's
hot.
So
it's hot talking on a podcast.
Yep. 6 or 7-4. They play Friday night against, here it is.
Detroit again.
Detroit again. We only play the same teams. It really is the original 6.
That's it.
Yeah. And Detroit, who was pretty good team.
I mean, they're ferocious. That K dunk over Drummond was nasty.
Oh, it was terrifying. I didn't think he could do that.
He can. He's great.
Yeah.
I love Cade. I've always been a Cade guy.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Yep. He is much better than I thought he was going to be. It's just athleticism is better than I thought he looked when he came into the draft.
Yeah, because there's guys that sometimes some of those guys are like slow on purpose. You know what I mean? Like some of their bursts is like Luka is a little bit like that, where you're like, he's not blowing by guys, but he can position his body and he can stay balanced because of it.
Yeah. And 7-4, like the 6. Look, I know it is. They are 5-7 Celtics. They're not the same Celtics. They just beat the Celtics without Embiid.
Yeah.
And without Maxey having that good a game. I mean, they're competing. They are like I've been very happy with the Sixers so far this season.
Yeah.
I would rate my satisfaction level at quite satisfied so far.
I think that's entirely fair.
Yeah.
And they're incredibly watchable. There's some fun young guys.
Yep.
There's still like the hint and hope of upside when PG is there and Embiid has shown, aside from today, on an upward trajectory of his game coming back to the way we've seen it in the past, and at least in some form.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
Let's see, McCain. We didn't think McCain would be ready at all until Thanksgiving, and maybe he won't be, but as like the version of himself that we know. But 7-4 is good. 7-4 we like. They didn't win 7 games until June last year, so we're happy
they
about
never
7.
won 7 games. Yeah,
That's right.
Elsewhere in the NBA, the Mavericks kind of having their feels like a processy moment where the fans band together, the internet bands together, and gets the general manager fired.
So dumb, dude.
Unreal. So the Mavericks fire Nico Harrison. Here is the letter from Patrick Dumont, the owner of the Mavericks. Dear Mavs family, on May 30th, 2024, the Mavericks won the Western Conference Championship. Then we traded the best guy for nothing. No, I'm just kidding. The Mavericks won the Western Conference Championship. We came up short in the NBA Finals, but we all agreed our future was bright. As fans of this franchise, you have every right to demand a commitment to success from us. No one associated with the Mavericks organization is happy with the start of what we all believed would be a promising season. They are, 3-8, 3-7, something like that.
They are 3-8.
With the worst offense in the NBA. You have high expectations for
the Mavericks. You do need guards sometimes.
Yes.
Kind of important. Someone that can dribble and get to the lane.
Remember how excited we were when we got a guard back in the day. You have high expectations for the Mavericks, and I share them with you. When the results don't meet expectations, it's my responsibility to act. I've made the decision to part ways with general manager Nico Harrison. Through the majority of the 25-26 season, though the majority of the 25-26 season remains to be played, and I know our players are deeply committed to a winning culture, this decision was critical to moving our franchise forward in a positive direction. I understand the profound impact these difficult last several months have had. Please know that I'm fully committed to the success of the Mavericks. Thank you for your support. Thank you for holding us accountable. And thank you for your passion and your patience. You deserve transparency and a team that reflects your spirit. Our goal is to return winning basketball to Dallas and win championships. My family is committed to that mission and continuing to invest in Dallas and the Mavericks' future.
And Meow Mix is not allowed to do a podcast about this.
Fuck Meow Mix. I actually, when they're the Fire Nico chants that would happen all the time at the games, and there were the most recent ones in the game against the Bucks. And I saw the video of Giannis sort of smirking when it happened. But I sort of felt bad. I had like some empathy for like Cooper Flag. For every player on the Mavericks who has nothing to do with any of this.
No.
Who the fans are mad. And I know that they are not mad at the current players. But like sometimes the current players get that because they're the only ones like on display, Sure.
Nico Harrison's never going to the line.
No. So I felt when that was happening, I felt bad for the young guys and I felt bad for the other players on the Mavericks who are sitting there as this shit show was going on. And like at least now that pressure is off, right?
Totally.
Like they fire him and that pressure's off. Now, the rebuilding this thing is going to be quite difficult, I think, but at least that is gone, and I think they needed to rid themselves of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think firing him was the right decision.
Yes.
I think,
yeah, of course,
it's crazy that it was an insane trade. It was an insane piece of non-logic that, whatever the valuation of the Mavs franchise was a part of, like $1 billion, whatever. Insane, an insane thing to do. And I think, people just assume because someone is like highly paid or successful at their job or has risen the ranks of stuff that someone is just like, oh, well, they're very smart. And it's like, not necessarily, man.
Well, that's the Peter
just
principle.
Not fucking necessarily. And the Luka trade, both the idea of trading Luka, but more importantly, what the return was and the logic that they continued to spray out there.
We want to win now. That's why we did it.
It was just absolute rock solid dumb fuckery.
Yes.
And so quickly, and Cooper Flag falls into their laps, saves the franchise. Hasn't been great so far, but he's going to be very, very good.
Be fine. Yeah.
And still he's fired within 3 weeks of the season starting or whatever. Like unreal. Really dumb.
Yeah, what's it called? I always said, like, give me a reason to trade Luka. Like, you can, if you tell me, if you thought of the guy's never going to be healthy, blah, 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 there's no reason to not get 7 draft picks and 3 young players for him. Like that is the thing you said. The decision to trade him is crazy, but even crazier is to not get everything from some team. Totally. Is to just gift him to the fucking Lakers for a decrepit Anthony Davis and 1 first-round pick. It's insane.
Sure. Really. Yeah, there's
like if he had literally just sent a text message to every GM in the NBA, somebody would have said, I'll give you
like a fantasy
we
football
have.
league. If you're going to trade Jahmyr Gibbs, you would be like, give me your best offers for Jahmyr Gibbs. Like if you're in like, I don't know, a keeper league or something like that. You wouldn't just be like, I got Brian Robinson Jr. for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. It's just, it's really bad. Really bad process. Really bad process.
Psychotic.
Yeah. And he got fired for it, and that is consequences. I would feel bad as a Dallas fan being like, okay, great, now he's fired. Can we fucking undo the bullshit that he has done to us?
Unfortunately,
we still have to live with that. It's really, brutal.
Yeah. Just a quick quote from Nick Nurse on Justin Edwards. I love him, and I don't worry about him. He works extremely hard. He's not perfect, but he's a really good young developing player that I love. When he has a bad game, it doesn't even faze me because I love him.
I love that quote, and I would add to it. Bodner posted this. Justin Edwards again. The only shot he missed was the final shot of the game, and his quote about it. Justin was asked about it. He said, "Didn't feel great, but I shot it. Game-winning miss." That's a good line. Game-winning miss is a good line.
That's a great line. Oh man, should that be the title of this podcast? Game-winning miss. Yeah,
that's very nice.
Yeah. Also in NBA news, and boy, did I. So they're trying to make the All-Star game good again, right? If it was ever that good, it was better than it is now, right?
I think it's off of baseball's success at the rule change.
Yes,
completely reinvigorating the oldest sport in America.
Right. So what, and I think hockey does USA versus the world in their All-Star game, I believe. I believe hockey does it as well.
Okay.
So the NBA decides they're going to do, the USA versus the world. Okay, fine. They laid out how it's going to work. Now, the top line already tells you that something is bad here, is because it says 2026 NBA All-Star Game format. Mike, the format should just be 2 teams and 12 minutes and 4 quarters. That should be the format. If you want to do the Elam ending, maybe that should be part of the format.
I do.
It should not be 5 separate sections of what the format is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been it's a bummer because the All-Star games have been bad.
Yes, but they've been bad not because there's not enough teams and rules, because the players don't try. That's why they're bad.
Well, I think they're trying to find ways of how you can get the players to try.
Well, here's the thing, is if somebody's not trying, what you have to do is just have more games and more rules. So there are 3 teams, 2 U.S. teams, and 1 world team. There's 4 games. The games are 12 minutes each. It's a round robin where each team plays the other 2 teams.
That's round robin.
The championship is the top 2 from the round robin meet in game 4. And then there's 12 teams from each conference selected without regard to position.
12 players from each conference. To do all this and to still not change how many players are in the All-Star game.
And also, why would they try harder?
That they're still doing conferences feels...
Why are they playing 12-minute games? Why are they playing 4 games?
Very bizarre.
Just tell them to try harder.
You can't just tell someone that doesn't... changing the heave rule was a way of being like, hey, we won't count it, so shoot it. And then they'll go, okay, cool. I think it's just like, the fact of the matter is there's more injuries than ever in the NBA because they're running around so much. There's more possessions. There's more movement in the game than there ever has been before.
They should just make it USA versus the world straight up then, if that's what we're doing.
But then it becomes like,
how do we get enough
are you
in?
Like, okay, do we put in, I don't know, Domantas Sabonis, or you're like having to decide like, well, this guy's better in the world team,
right. Yeah,
but we already have too many world players, and so we have to let in like Jalen Johnson instead, or whatever it is.
I don't know. But this is a weird, man.
It's
you
weird.
think
No, it's
people are
weird.
going to tune in? And all right, the rights
Definitely
Ricky. Yeah, it's dumb. I'm sorry, it's dumb. Adam Silver. I was right about him all along. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by Kornblau Law. Kornblau Law, the second oldest sponsor of the Ricky. I don't mean in terms of age. I mean, in terms of how long they've been with the Ricky. We've even been through a name change with Kornblau Law. Was Kornblau and Kornblau. Now it's Kornblau Law. What is Kornblau? Adam Kornblau, a dedicated Ricky guy, a long-term Sixers fan. That doesn't really matter when he's being a lawyer. But he is a personal injury lawyer. He's really kind of a do-everything lawyer, but specializes in personal injury, medical malpractice. This law firm originally started by his parents. Then he started running it. Now it's all his or whatever. And he does a fucking great job. He is passionate about it and he is good at it. Some of the biggest medical malpractice results in all of Southeastern PA. They have offices everywhere, but he will come to you if he needs to. And the most important thing is how responsive and personal it is. Most personal injury law firms you hear advertised are not there to actually serve you. Sounds crazy. That's why you hear the little disclaimer saying, I can't practice law in your state. Well, then why are you advertising here? Because all they want to do is refer. With Kornblau, when you reach out to Adam Kornblau at Kornblau Law, you're going to get him. You're going to get Adam. We have every email we get, somebody that reaches out to Adam is like, I sent Adam this email. It has nothing to do with what he normally does. And he sent me an email right back. And I was on the phone with him for, in 10 minutes. We got this email. I don't even think I read this one. This is from Andrew. My wife and I have been battling with our landlord over our plumbing issue for a month. The last 2 weeks, we've been living out of an extended stay hotel. It's been a very difficult time. Wow. Out of desperation and not knowing where else to turn, I emailed Kornblau Law this past Friday. Adam called me Monday, gave me great advice, offered to talk to the landlord and the landlord's insurance company.
Fuck yeah.
The problem seems like it's close to being resolved, and I didn't need to take him up on those offers, but just having him listen to our ordeal and telling us that we aren't being unreasonable took a major weight off both of our shoulders. He's a real one. Beautiful. That's Kornblau.
That's it.
If you get accused of murder, you call Kornblau. Personal injury, Kornblau. Kornblau. I called Kornblau.
Personal injury murder.
Yes. I called Kornblau. Thing that happened in my house, took care of it. If you think you have a case, give him a call or shoot him an email. It doesn't cost you anything. The email is kornblau@kornblaulaw.com. That's KORNBLAU. Kornblau@kornblaulaw.com or 215-701-4467. That is 215-701-4467. Kornblau Law, the official law firm of the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast. Jump around. All right. This is from Nick, writes RickySanchez@gmail.com. Embiid's free throw percentage is down about 8 points from last season. I've also noticed he hasn't been scratching his asshole before each attempt. The season's young, but should he consider bringing back the stink nugget ritual to bring his percentages back up? Mike is the person who asked him about scratching his ass on this very podcast, if you remember correctly.
Of course. It's been a few years since he's done that, though.
No, he was doing it last year.
I don't think that's right. I don't think he was scratching. I think it's been a few years since he scratched his ass.
Really?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's been a while. Because I asked him on the podcast, during the pandemic.
Pandemic, yeah.
He
was in Disney
didn't,
World.
He didn't do it the whole time. I think he stopped in like 22 or 23.
Really?
I think so.
I haven't even noticed that. My bad. Have I even watched the Sixers?
I don't know. I'm watching mostly ass
yes.
during the game. So I guess I would be the one to notice it. And percentage-wise, it's too early to be counting free throw percentage, I would say.
Yeah. This comes from Mitch. And
What if he wants to scratch his ass? And he should.
He should.
Unless somebody told. I would love if he was told not to do it. That would be funny.
Probably not. This is from JJ, writes RickySanchez@gmail.com. Hey, Spike, Mike, and CJ. Is Andre Drummond the new Brooke Lopez? Sure, he's not the rim protector that Lopez is, but if
had
he
a
can
nice block on a floater tonight.
He did. But if he can develop a legit three-pointer, he becomes infinitely more playable and adds an unlikely outside shot to his elite-level rebounding skill. How long would he have to keep this up before we take his late transformation seriously?
A lot more than this.
Yeah. What's he, 4 of 12 this year on threes, which is not bad.
No, I mean, he was 4 of 10 coming into tonight. So, I'm appreciating that he does it. And if he wants to take 1 or 2 a game, that's totally fine. He's not quite Brooke Lopez yet. That's all.
Many people in the chat saying that Embiid was scratching his ass last year.
No way.
Yes, I think he was.
He stopped for some time. For sure he stopped.
Maybe. And non-basketball question from JJ. How many baseball hats is too many baseball hats? What's a reasonable rotation for hat lovers who don't just wear the same hat until you can smell it from across the room? I suppose I'm a good one to answer this. What is a reasonable number of hats? I have a lot of hats. I probably have 200 hats, I would say, maybe. What's
200?
Probably, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, just in this room alone, I've got 75. Yeah.
That's a lot of hats.
Yeah.
I got a lot of space.
Hats. I like hats. Well, I keep them in these new era things that hold 25 hats each. So it's not that bad. I don't know. You got 5 hats. That's a good number of hats, I think. You know?
Well, if the alternative is 200, then 5 seems quite low.
Yeah. Well, you can have as many hats as you want.
I think that's
the
fair.
problem
You
is
can do whatever you want.
Hats have gotten too expensive. The new era ones, the 5950s are like $55 now. It's a little crazy. So I don't think there is too many baseball hats, or I would have too many. This is from Mitch. Writes RickySanchez@gmail.com. I'll never understand it. Every season, every coach, every game, the last 8 minutes of every game, the Sixers insist on running 90% isolation plays for Joel Embiid and then occasionally mix in a pick and roll. All goddamn game, we run a normal offense with motion and movement that keeps the defense honest and creates opportunities for spacing and ball movement until the fucking fourth quarter. What is it? Why? It makes absolutely zero sense. Why does something that does not work feel so comfortable for Nick Nurse? It's like an old stinky blankie that he needs to soothe himself to sleep, but the smell actually keeps him awake and he wonders why he can't sleep. It's because of the blankie, you moron.
It's because of the blankie, you moron. That goes up, and that's a good email.
Yeah. Every other team continues to run their offensive sets through the end of the game. That's not necessarily true.
That's not true, yeah.
Yeah, except us. So I guess it's not like help defense, because unlike lackluster help defense, we're the only team in the NB that does it every game. That's also not true.
It's not. So I mostly agree with the conceit of the email. Let me try to make the opposite case.
Yeah, there's a good opposite case to be made, I think, actually.
The opposite case, and I think this is Nurse generally, but a lot of coaches, is they really don't want to turn the ball over, A.
Yes.
And so you're way less likely to turn the ball over if you're just going one-on-one, spread it out, get a decent look.
Or two people. Yes. The more people that are involved in the action, the more likelihood that you're going to...
Whether it's an on-ball turnover or a moving screen or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's one. The other part is, in those late game moments, maybe not with like 6 minutes left or 4 minutes left, but certainly with like under 1 or that kind of thing, there is so much physicality when moving around, specifically without the ball. Also with the ball, but even more so without the ball. And so if you are trying to run plays that are dependent on timing and guys being in the right spot at the right time, and all of a sudden they're allowing you to play defense like you're an offensive line, the timing is going to be all off on that. And so then you start to get like, oh, this person's supposed to be here, but they're like 4 seconds behind or whatever. Or they never come and they have to go the opposite. So I think it is simplifying things for them to just go one guy, two guys, whatever.
Yes.
But I do agree there's a scale of that, right? And I think there's a time in a late game situation when that should be the case. And maybe like, they'll run a play out of an out of bounds. They'll run a play out of that. But yeah, too much. It's just like go down and stand there.
Well, the other thing, and I think this is sort of built into the physicality, is, the longer you play a team, and this goes throughout a series, but also throughout a game, the more they're familiar with your offense and the easier it is to stop, which is why scoring in the second half is lower than scoring in the first half generally. And they also tighten up on defense. So like all of those things that you were running to get those open looks just don't exist in the last 3 minutes of a game running your stuff like it does. So I think it's sort of like the most risk averse version of it, and that one of your two best players is probably going to make the play to either take the shot or get the shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it. Like, I understand the complaint, but I also understand the reason why.
For sure.
And then I think we should end on this. This is from John. He sent it a little while ago, but it is a cry for help for him and his son. Writes RickySanchez@gmail.com. Hey, Spike and Mike. Very recently, my 11-year-old son has started showing interest in basketball. First, he would just go outside and shoot hoops in the backyard. Then he came home asking about the Lakers. We live in Los Angeles, and I'm sure there are plenty of obnoxious Lakers fans, kids at his school, who are growing up into little obnoxious Lakers fans. So he came home asking if he could watch the Lakers. I haven't really tried to groom my kids into the things that I like, i.e. the Sixers, but I let them find their own way into their own interests. Very good. Unfortunately for my son, but fortunately for me, I use NBA League Pass to watch the Sixers games, and all Lakers games are blacked out. I also have YouTube TV, which doesn't carry the network that the Lakers games are on. And on top of that, Disney and YouTube refuse to play nice, and all ESPN ABC games are like they never happened. So I suggested he watch the Sixers with me, and he agreed. We watched the Nets game, which was perfect. Blowout wire to wire. He wrote down every player's name and number. He said,
Cute.
I like these guys. They're fun. What's that?
It's cute.
It's
Writing
cute.
down every player's name and number.
Yep.
They have that online, but I like that you're writing it down. That's nice.
Yep. Then we watched the Bulls game. Joel plays, McCain plays. Everyone's having a blast. Then in the third, as the Bulls start creeping back into it, he says, "Oh no, I think they're cooked, Dad." And just like that, by the end of the game, they were truly cooked. When Vooch hit that three, I heard my 11-year-old yell, "Fuck," and say, well, that was depressing.
He's right.
He still wants to watch Sixers games and even goes so far as to say he's a fan. And as the inability to conveniently watch local LA team, who I detest, continues, I see a gateway to pushing him to the dark side where he might be yelling fuck a whole lot more over the next however many years he would decide to remain a Sixers fan. I guess the question is, do I continue meddling in his developing fandom, knowing that he's bound to get what he's bound to get into with this horrible franchise we so inexplicably love? Or do I just let the Lakers into our living room and let Luka and LeBron and whatever future superstar magically falls into their lap seduce him into a belief that isn't everything just so fucking easy? Maybe that's better than encouraging a belief in a team where he'll see that everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So what does he do? I think that you and the Sixers and him is a nice bonding opportunity, and I would continue it. I usually say if you have a kid in a different city, let that kid be a fan of whatever the other kids are. But also, if your son wants to be a Sixers fan and it's a nice bonding opportunity, I would say continue to do it.
Yeah, I mean,
life is full of disappointment.
It's not
you
like
might as well learn it somewhere.
It's a tough time to like force your kid to do something, but you can easily be a Sixers fan and a Lakers fan. That's not a hard thing to be
different conferences.
as a kid living in Los Angeles, for
Yes.
sure. It'll make him feel a part of something in LA with your friends, whatever, and also feel like a little bit cooler because I have my dad's team back east. Opposite conferences, like you said. And there's character there, I think. A lot of character there in being able to root for a team that is as depressing as the one that we have. So I would say you can nudge him in the right direction. It seems like he likes it, so that's good.
Yes. All right. Well, we will talk to you Saturday morning after is this Friday. Friday's a cup game, isn't it? We want the cup.
They will lose. They always lose a cup game.
Yes. Yeah. So
Cup
we'll
game,
talk
no
to you
shot.
after Friday's loss on Saturday morning. Are you down with TTP?
Yeah. You know. Lake face.